Chelsea nil, Manchester United nil at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League. It's another 2 points dropped for Manchester United. We are now 12 points behind Manchester City, and of course, we've got Crystal Palace next, and then Manchester City next week. If there were any slim hopes of us mounting any kind of like challenge for the Premier League title, it has officially ended today at Stamford Bridge. Not a bad performance, not a bad 0-0 at all. You know, we played against Arsenal recently, and that was 0-0, and that was a really dire match. I thought we were poor in that game. I thought we played really well today, actually. I thought midfield, defence were excellent. Don't think we created enough chances, and that's my main criticism of us at the moment in these games, because I look at so that's the second 0-0 against Chelsea, the second goalless draw against Chelsea this season. We also drew 0-0 with Manchester City earlier in the season. We've drawn 0-0 with Liverpool, and we've also drawn 0-0 away to Arsenal. And the reverse fixture of that was, of course, 1-0. They scored from a penalty. Speaking of penalties, that was no doubt about it. For me, that was a penalty today. It's handball. But having said that, Chelsea should have had a penalty against us earlier in the season at Old Trafford. So maybe these things do balance themselves out. But that's not to say that they were right today. The officials were right. That VAR got it right. They got it wrong. I don't know how it's not a penalty. And maybe that goal changes the game, and we go on and win it, or Chelsea come out more. It was an open game in parts, but I just feel like we seem to go into these games at the moment, or this season, we've gone into these games with the mentality of as long as we don't lose, it's a good point. And I don't know, that's just what it feels like. I don't feel like we really attack these games. Last season, the criticism of United, the criticism of Ollie was that we can get 3 points against the Chelseas, the Arsenals, not Arsenal because we didn't beat them, but the Chelseas, the Manchester Cities, beat Spurs. We can get 3 points against those teams. But for some reason this season it seems to be in the opposite. We've really struggled at times, and again I think that's just the mentality. The mentality seems to be that we go out there with the mindset of, well, if we nick a goal, good, but if we don't lose, that's good because you don't want to lose. And now that the title has officially gone, and it went weeks ago, but today it was made official because Manchester City are a juggernaut right now, and they're not going to drop any points. And even yesterday, where I thought they were second best in a lot of that game to West Ham, they found a way, and you have to give them credit. I don't like saying that, but that's what we were doing earlier in the season. Up until about January, we were doing it. We were chipping away, and when we weren't playing well, we were getting the results. And at the moment, well, today we did play well, but we didn't get the result. But I thought, there's no player that I could really look at in that team today, in that lineup, and think you were poor, you weren't on it. I thought Giroud had a really good opportunity in the first half for Chelsea, Hudson-Odoi, and really Giroud will be kicking himself that he didn't score that. Lindelof blocked a cross. There was a cross in the second half, and he got his foot to it to deny the header. Chelsea could have gone 1-0 up, and how they didn't get a corner for that. There were a few decisions in the game, littered throughout the game that I would question, but the penalty one is the one at the top of my list. I don't know how that's not a penalty, but I don't think a lot of people know what is a penalty or what isn't a penalty or what is offside or what isn't offside at the moment. We haven't for the longest time. The rules seem to change every other week. But I was disappointing today. But, we are second, and it is now a race for second. We need to consolidate our place in the top four. That point does nothing for Chelsea. I think it's a worse result for them than it is for us. but because they've got Liverpool next, and if they drop points there, if they drop points against Liverpool, then again it makes it more difficult. So maybe, as far as consolidating that second place, consolidating Champions League football next season, maybe it is a good point, and but it is frustrating that we seem to go into these games with the mindset of, as long as you don't get beat, that's okay. Man of the match today, it's difficult to pick one person. I thought Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw had really good games. And those are the two standout players for me. And I thought Dan James did okay. Rashford seems a little bit off it again, and Fernandes as well. But the thing about Sky Sports is the thing about watching football on the telly is you can't always see the work that players are doing off the ball. You can only see. So it's different when you're watching a game live. When you're at the game, you can watch what certain players are doing, and you have a better idea of what's going on in the game. Whereas it's just who the camera's fixed on, or what's what moments the camera is on. Basically the camera is not filming, showing you every single player on the pitch. So it's got a brain freeze then. So, but it's so a little bit disappointed today. But I thought defensively, I've been really critical of Maguire and Lindelof. I still don't buy them as the future partnership. I don't like that partnership, and it frustrated me that Bailly again didn't play. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's his fitness. They'll have to keep him fit. Can he play?" But he played in the week and he was on the bench. So if he's on the bench, he must be fit. So why isn't he played? And I just think he offers something a little bit different. He's quicker than Maguire and Lindelof as well, and they're too similar to me. They're too similar. So I think they both look more comfortable when Bailly is playing alongside them. I do, but he didn't play today. Ollie made a late change and brought Martial on for Greenwood, but I think both teams had settled for a point there, really. There was a late chance from McTominay, who had another decent game. And he probably should have done better with that opportunity, but it wasn't to be, and it's 2 points dropped, and have to move on now. Crystal Palace next in the league, and then a massive game next week against Manchester City, and I don't know what to expect, because I don't know what to expect from Manchester United at the moment. I don't know whether we're going forward or we're going backwards at the moment. Certainly, the last month has been a bit of a reality check. It's been a bit of a reality check the last month. From winning all those games and going top of the league, and getting that point at Anfield, and then winning in the FA Cup and knocking out Liverpool. I feel like at times it feels like it's been a bit of a drop off. Then we get games against like Real Sociedad where we go there and win 4-0 in Turin in the Europa League, because of course that's played on neutral ground. Then we have games like today, which are professional performances against one of our main rivals. But then sandwiched in between all of those is you have the performances against Sheffield United and Arsenal, West Brom. The way we threw it away against Everton. So it is Jekyll and Hyde. It's Jekyll and Hyde at the moment, and I thought we'd got past this. I think we're definitely missing Cavani as well at the moment, so I hope he can get back as soon as possible. Of course, Martial is not in good form. He hasn't really been in good form all season, so that's another problem. And there are so many questions that need answering. Definitely need a right winger. We definitely need a new centre back, because if they don't trust Bailly now, when he is fit and he is ready to play, then that's going to have to be top priority in the transfer window, because we won't win anything with this defence. But they played well today, and I can't criticise them too much. And it's not that I don't like or rate Lindelof or Maguire, because I do. I think they're good. They're good players, but I don't rate that partnership. I don't trust it. And yes, there have been games this season where it's worked, but on the whole, it hasn't worked. And it doesn't work. And it's not going to be Maguire because of how much they paid for him. So I think Lindelof is likely to become a squad player, and he's going to have to, if he's given the funds, he's going to have to go out and get another centre back. But whether they do that, we've seen before, they don't like splashing the cash in the transfer window, so only time will tell. As for Chelsea, give a little word on Chelsea. I thought they played well today. I thought, again, Giroud should have buried that chance. Why Pulisic doesn't start these games under Tuchel, I don't know, because I think he's Chelsea's best player. They're a hard team to break down, and they're very compact, and they're a hard team to break down. It was always going to be difficult today. United don't have a great record at Stamford Bridge. We've done okay there recently, but overall, it's a difficult place for us to go. I thought Mason Mount looked okay. He was a little bit quiet for me today, but compared to the way he's been playing recently. But yeah, I think the future's bright for Chelsea. But again, with Chelsea, it's like if you go through a bit of a bad patch, which they will, because yes, you get the new manager bounce, and they've definitely got the new manager bounce. Great result in Atletico in Madrid against Atletico in the week, and they deserve to win that game. I thought they played really well. But the question is a little bit like what happened to us under Ollie. Ollie came in, we had that bounce, we lost a game in the league, and then it sort of fell apart, and we really struggled. And so how much of this momentum that Chelsea have got right now is down to Tuchel being the right man, or Tuchel just being a new face? How much of it is down to a new manager bounce? Only time will tell. They've got a massive game against Liverpool coming up. That's huge for both teams. Liverpool now they've got Sheffield United tonight, and then they've got, of course, Chelsea. So massive week for all concerned in the top four. Manchester United up Crystal Palace next, and then next weekend we've got Manchester City and Manchester Derby. But what did you think of the game tonight? What do United and Chelsea both need to do in the summer transfer window? What were the positives of the games today? What did you like? What didn't you like? Let me know in the comment section. If you haven't done so already, why not subscribe? And of course, leave any thoughts, comments, and feedback on the video, because all that good stuff just helps me with future content. But until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all soon.